Hello everybody, I'm back. So yeah, I'm not gonna be working too much with the MCP this time, just because I'm already out of all of the free usage limits. So I am going to try to implement the fixes though. That cursor, let me see if I can show you. Right here in cursor, there are right over here some recommended fixes. Ah, I can't. I guess you can't. Oh, you can highlight it. You can't really see the highlight, but I have some of these. I really like this fix. So this one is the. I can't. I don't know if I can really figure this one out. I have to really sit down and think about it. But this one is really a really good fix because even if anything was still wrong with all my logic, let me see if I can show you my logic. And yesterday I was I was doing the wrong logic. Not It's not supposed to be for beautiful creature. It's supposed to be for ugly beast. But anyways, let me see if I can show you that. Okay, so here in BP proc halls, this is my blueprint that generates all the procedurally generated hallways and rooms. So you can see add room. So after all of this logic, then it adds a room. Oh yeah, since I'm not using the Unreal MCP, I switched back to using Unreal 5.7.4 instead of 5.8 because you can only use the Unreal MCP plugin in 5.8. But since I can't use it right now due to um, the free usage limits all used up, so I am going to head back to, well, not going to, I am in 5.7.4. So turns out, beautiful creature right here. This actually works fine. There is no overlap bugs here whenever it places in one of these rooms. Whenever it goes through all of this logic to decide which room to place this one or this one or this one or this one. Well, turns out it's fine. The one that was actually buggy is this one, Ugly Beast. See this here Ugly Beast? It's this custom event. And Ugly Beast is the one that has a lot of issues. Apparently, one of these here, I don't know which, causes the overlap bug, room overlap. And, oh, and another thing that the AI agents pointed out is that whenever you place a room, you don't have to, or I don't have to, add unique to occupied R or remove from unoccupied, because if you click on them, any of these custom events right here, this is for the north room, a south room, they're not north room, the north facing room, south facing room, east facing room, and west facing room. If you click on their custom events, immediately after this execute pin, it goes into already adding the location of the floor directly to occupied rooms variable and removing it from unoccupied variable. So as soon as this is called, it already generates the vector coordinate location and removes it and adds it to where to the variables it needs to. So as soon as it ends down there, it goes back to the logic and adds and removes them again. So we're just going to go ahead and delete these. Hey, what's up, Noof? I have absolutely no idea what's going on. in this blueprint. I'm glad I know how to read code sometimes. Yeah, this is uh this is my this is why I didn't actually call these custom events, like, rooms one, and or like room pattern one and room pattern two, is because of the spaghetti code. This one to me looks elegant, so I called it beautiful creature. But this one is all kinds of it's like giving me a headache, so I called it ugly beast. But actually, they're just custom events that generate room patterns uh, after all of the procedurally generated hallways like these are done. Well, not that. All of this logic right over here, this crazy logic, that is doing all the just the hallways, nothing else. Just only placing walls, ceilings, and floors. That's it. That's all this. Once this is done, so this is the hallway generator. And then once that is done, it generates a couple of rooms in the north and the south. But then this is what actually generates the rooms within the procedurally generated hallways. So yesterday when I was working with Unreal MCP, I had it check the wrong room pattern. It's not supposed to be a beautiful creature. It's supposed to be, oh my goodness. It's supposed to be ugly beast. So I am going to implement the fix here. If I can show you in cursor. I'm not going to do all of these, but just this one right here. So I'm just going to do that right before I add any of the rooms. Add room 1x1 north, add room 1x1 south, east, and west. I have to do all of these checks. There's just only 3 checks to make sure that it is the vector coordinate location is true in the unoccupied variable, and then false in the room variable and the hallway variable. So thinking about it, and it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So if it doesn't matter if all my code here is all kinds of messed up and wrong, that check before placing these rooms will be like a last defense, and say, like, it doesn't matter what's going on over here. If there's something there, don't place a room. But if there isn't, then place a room. All right, so that's all I'm going to do today. We get rid of these because, again, these are redundant. They're saying that don't, as long as you achieve your goals with the code, nothing. Yeah, I can read my. No, not only that, because when I designed it myself, I, went through the motions, so I know, like, all the spaghetti code, what it means to me, what I'm trying to do, not trying to do what I am doing. So that's just me. Um, Really, no one else is working on my game, so yeah, just leave it spaghetti code. But yeah, the AI agent was saying that we don't want redundant operations. So, like I was showing you earlier, as soon as it places this room, it immediately does these 2 operations, which is, for some odd reason, I don't know why I have it again. As soon as you place the room, then I do the operation again for, yeah. So I'm just going to get rid of these. Just delete it like that. Oop, it takes a while because this is a huge blueprint. Instead of splitting all of these different, events into their own blueprint and then just calling them, for some odd reason, I put everything together. I mean, this was when I first started learning and working with blueprints in Unreal, and I thought it was cool that you can make so many different event graphs. But I didn't realize after adding so many that it would bog down the blueprint itself and make everything slow. but I don't know how to. I don't know. Can I just uh, right click it and make it its own blueprint? Let me see. No, you cannot. I mean, I'd have to like copy the whole thing and copy it into a new blueprint. And I guess I could do that at some point in time. But then if I want to use it, no, I can still use this, I guess. I just have to cast to that blueprint, and I don't know if that's going to work. I don't like casting to blueprints if I don't know how to cast to it. If it's not like something specific, like, you know, these type of like seeker these type of blueprints, they're like character blueprints. And let me see, the controller is a controller, so these type of blueprints are easily seen and supported by the engine, so they already have nodes to call them, whereas your own custom blueprints that you make up in the game, they don't have that kind of support. And when you cast to them, there could be all kinds of problems if you try to cast to this so that you can use this custom event from it. It could cause all kinds of problems, as in like not casting at all, because it's not a core file like a player controller file or a game instance file or the player character file or blueprint. So, or uh, there's a game mode that's also a core file. Anyways, so that's why I don't want to try to separate all of these into their own separate blueprints right now, just because it's going to be more headache than not. Oh, there we go. So it's finally deleted. I mean, is it compiling right now? Look at Undertale code. It's awful. Look at Yandere Sim code. It's even worse. Yet they've designed great games. Yeah. I mean, I never seen the code, but wow. I could imagine, because those are very, they look simple on the front end, but I could imagine that their code would be so complex underneath, because even though, they make interacting with the game simplistic, uh, underneath is what does all the hard work. And it's just, I could imagine it being like millions of lines of code, or if it is using visual scripting, it would be like all kinds of spaghetti connections. After I am done with all my exams, I'll join you in making a game of my own too. Definitely. I wonder, like, what kind of game, right, are you going to work on? Uh, One of the reasons why this is my first game is because it is based off of my favorite horror game. So I know that game like the back of my hand. So when I'm trying to create this game from scratch, I don't have to do much work. I just have to think of my favorite horror game and then, just copy whatever they did in there into my own game. So, you know, unless you want to do something really simple, like, I don't know, tic tac toe or something, or like, I don't know, if you want to do something like that, there's like puzzle games that might be really easy, like Match 3 or something, or a Infinity Runner type of game as your first game, so that you can get your feet wet and learn the environment first. Like, when I first created this game, I really had to sit down and learn Unreal Engine. I was gonna use Unity at first, but I'm not good at text-based scripting or programming, so I had to, when I, you know, remembered that Unreal has visual-based scripting, then I was like, okay, no, no contest. I have to use Unreal Engine. But just because I decided Unreal Engine didn't mean that it was easy. It was actually a steep learning curve. Still is. Just a quick multiplayer game on Roblox, Space Wars kind of thing. Nice. Yeah, I really want to make maybe my next game. I'll create a multiplayer game, but all of that kind of stuff to me is very confusing. All that like networking code that you have to work on and making your game workable between multiple players, not just a single player. And a single player, as difficult as it is way, way easier than, multiplayer because you really have to optimize it so that they're not out of sync. They're not lagging against each other, especially if they're going against each other. If one of your players laggy, that could be really bad. And just understanding that net code is just, this is over my head. But I really want to make a multiplayer game. Because right now the eventually, if if or when I finished this first game, there's already so much lore to it that I can make many different types of games. I'm already thinking of, like, because I like League of Legends, maybe I can make League of Legends type of game that is based on this current game's lore, or like a Diablo game. The lore of this game that I'm creating right now lends perfectly well to an action RPG type, like Diablo or Path of Exile type of game. So that would be cool to work on. That seems way more complex though than just doing like this first person shooter horror. No, it's not a shooter. It's just a first person's perspective um, escape type of game. AI viewer stream boo. Oh, that's no, thank you. So yeah, the lore of this game also, and now it just lends well to everything. It's a really good fighter type of game. Lore that not fighter type of game. Fighter like a lore that is really good for fighting type of, not like Street Fighter or something, but um, those what do you call those? It's like Final Fantasy type of games where it's turn based, but you can also make it real time rather than turn based. It's good with like XCOM, just because the lore of it. Uh, be like a Call of Duty Zombies would be a good game to create with the lore of this game. Anyways, but I don't know. Have you seen the movie Backrooms? I haven't yet, and it just made me want to work on my game more because I've never watched the Backrooms or played the Backrooms game, but I've always heard that my game that I'm working on was similar to it. So, I'm really interested in that. So I don't have to make a Backrooms type of game because I'm already making one. Yeah, it just came out like maybe a week ago. The Backrooms movie came out maybe not a week ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks now. And actually, it's been doing pretty good. I haven't seen it yet, but like I said, uh, every time I try to, work on my game with AI chatbots and all, they always mention Backrooms and Resident Evil and Alan Wake and all those kinds of games. And it's like, oh, so my game is similar to that? Okay. Or Silent Hill, because I like those. Or Outlast. I even played Outlast. I like Outlast. It will probably appear in cinemas here a bit later. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's right. They do all movies, they release at different times in different countries. So, yeah. Here in the US, it's already released and it's doing pretty good. People actually like it. I haven't seen it myself yet. I was just busy with life. But um, it really kind of piques my interest because, I keep getting comments that my game that I'm working on is very similar to it. And I was like, oh, okay. Maybe I'll check it out. But yeah, so with cursor, I really am only going to do this fix today. It should be easy, and not only that, like I said, if even if I don't implement any of these other fixes, this one fix alone should be able to fix my overlap. But yeah, the overlapping rooms bug. So, and it's the bug does not occur. So let me go back to this. It doesn't occur here in no, it doesn't occur here in Beautiful Creature. It occurs here in Ugly Beast. So yesterday when I was working on this, it was the wrong one, but that's fine. I didn't break anything. So let me delete these because it's again redundant since adding the rooms in these custom events already um, removes and adds to the variables. So really they say if you're ever going to change or modify variables, only do it one place. Don't have it, you know, be redundant. Like do it in here, and then after that is done, do it here again. That's bad design. So let me go ahead and delete these then. Dun, dun, dun. Compile that. And also, are you trying to get into game dev as full-time job or is it just a hobby? This is just a hobby for me. Not like a full-time thing, ready to do other work. Plus, I like to do like side gig works. So this could be like a side gig as well. Like if I ever finish it to the point that I am fine with releasing it to the public in a state that is in, because I'm not an artist, I'm not a musician, I'm not an actual programmer, but try to get something playable and something, you know, like a working game, and then I'll put it up for release. And if I can, make some income from that, good. Then yeah, maybe. I don't know if I'll ever do this as a full time though. Right? If you're like a solo indie independent developer, yeah, you're gonna be all of it. You're gonna be the technical director, the art director, the musician, the yeah, software programmer, one person dev army. Actually, no, a lot of successful. I think Undertale. I could be wrong, but I think even Undertale was made by just one guy. He did everything: the art, the music, the coding, the design. I think it's either Undertale or something else. Oh no, I think it was Stardew Valley. Yeah, Stardew Valley. If you've ever heard of that one, it's just made by entirely just one guy. It took him 5 years. Right now, I'm one guy working on my game, and it's already been like, I don't know, technically 2 years, but I started this uh, trying to work on this game since 2022. So it's 2022, 23, 24, 25, 26. It's already been 5 years and I haven't gotten much like a minimum viable product of my game yet. I mean, it is right now a minimum in a state of a minimum viable product I can release right now. So I'm hoping to do that so I can try to get people to give me feedback to see what's working, what's not working, what's buggy. But even still, I don't want to. I still want to work on it some more to, yeah, to like fix all these annoying bugs. I don't want this to be what the you know people tell me about, because I already know about it. So let me see if I fix this, and this is where I shall add this code branch. Duplicate. And duplicate. Right, so what was that? What do I have to do after? So I have to, I'm not sure if, I don't remember if it's, see, what did cursor say? You can't see. So it says before any add rooms require all of the contains item and contains item true and not true. Okay. Okay. So I don't, yeah, I do need these branches, but I also need the contain array, contains item array for the different primary vector variables. And those are, where are they? They're right here. So occupied array of vectors. And then we have occupied R. And then we have occupied H. So it's zero sum, meaning if the vector location is in any one of these, it must not be in the other two. So if it's in here, that means it should not be in this one. If it's in here, it should not be in these two variables. So, dun dun dun, there. Let me move these here. All right. Oops. Dun dun. Oh, darn it. I need space. Yeah, put it down like this, because then when I split this, it's going to take up room. And split this one. Oh my goodness, I probably didn't need to do that. I could have just done like a make vector and enter it into here. Should I make this? Yes, I will make this an executable so that it has to go through these vector locations first. It has to do this first before anything, before checking it with this branch. There and there. Alright, so then I just need to take the whatever that is going in here and put them into here. And do that for all of these other four as well. But I wonder if no, unfortunately, I cannot, because they have different inputs, and you cannot do different inputs. Let me see. Yeah, it won't work. So I have to do it separately like this, unfortunately. Alrighty then. So if this is Y, Then I grab this Y here. If this is Z, I grab this Z. And wherever this X is coming from, let me go ahead and find that out. Whoops. Let me see. The X is coming from this thing here. So I grab this and I put that there. And I move these back. Okay, so once it checks that, and then if, oh no, 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 no. How am I going to do this? Uh-oh. This is not how I want this. Uh-oh. Ah, I see, I see. I got to do it this way, not through a branch. Oh, yes, I do have to do a branch, but the branch comes like way later. So I have to do it this way. Move it down. Move that over. Actually, let me move this over this way. Okay. Gotta have more space down here for all of that. More space to put the logic that I need to put in here, that like the and booleans. So there's that. And this and this. So how do I do this? Oh, okay, I don't need this then. So if this is true, and this is true, and this is true, then you can run the true output. So true, true, and true. But if any of these are false, if this is false, or if this is false, or if this is false, then the false output will be used. Okay, I don't need this then. I only need this one. And alright, so there's that. Oh, forgot about these. It has to check the same exact coordinates that go into this room. So let me see. So this is Y, Z. Let me see. Yeah, Z and Z. And then, oh, I gotta do that again. And find out where this comes from. And add these to it. So this one comes from here. This X comes from here. So I put it there like that. And I can bring this back. Okay, so now all of them are being checked. And then dun, dun, dun. So after this is true, it could go in here. If this is true, go in here. If this is true, let me see. So if this is true, go in here. If this is true, go in here. This is true, go in here. And then if any of these are true, then place the room. Then create the room. Only then. Then and only then. Not in any other condition. Okay, so, oh, darn it. That's not going to work. I need to connect these. Mm. All right, there, like that. Gee, is that going to work? Yes. And that's pretty much, that's it. That's the logic. Oh, let me see something. What if I made this inline? Will it will be very, it'll just be as bad with spaghetti code, but I mean, alright. So that's pretty much it. Then that's all I gotta do. And I just duplicate this down to here and here and here, and then connect everything accordingly. But then, not only that, I have to do that for all the other proc halls, proc hall 2, proc halls 3, proc halls 4, because those maps or riffs, those also have, every once in a while, they'll show up with an overlap room bug. So, like, there's going to be a room, and all of a sudden, there's a wall stuck in the doorway. It's like, what the heck? That looks creepy. So we compile that. Uh, oh yeah, I 1%. Both are made by solo devs, so Undertale as well. That's cool. I don't think I've tried Undertale. I've heard of it. I've seen Stardew Valley. I haven't played it, but I've seen it. I think I have it on Steam, but I never played it. I never installed it. I mean, I do own it though, because I don't know. I can't remember if it was like $5 or if it was free or whatever. One thing I often catch myself on: don't try to move all bugs that could potentially happen. You will go into paranoia before you remove all of them. Yeah, true. That's why I'm really just working on this one, and I'm not trying to work on all the fixes, even though all of the fixes are uh, what causes the overlapping room bugs. But the one that I'm working on right now, this one, where you have to check all three of the variables: unoccupied, occupied R, and occupied H. This one is for sure going to prevent a room being placed on something that already exists there, so it won't overlap. So that even if this code was not perfect anymore. So just doing this, which is what the AI agent suggested. All right, so let me move this up here or down here. Just go a little bit closer so that I can duplicate. Move this down here. And then duplicate. See what I mean when all of these event graphs and custom events are in one blueprint? It takes forever to do anything. So eventually I am going to have to move all of these different, event graphs and all of these different custom events in here into their own blueprints. The only One of the reasons why I didn't want to do that is because whenever the game engine runs on another person's computer, running it from one blueprint is supposed to be more efficient than multiple blueprints. It's just whenever you work on it, it's gonna bog your system down because you have so many events and functions to work on in one blueprint. It just all adds up. And so these go out here and dun, 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 dun. Actually, let me put it back. I don't want to see where these connect from first. So this one connects here, this one, and then this one. So off of contains the true goes into there. Dun, 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 dun. This is interesting. There's only I don't know what the heck is going on here. Oh, if it's true, go into here. If it's false, go into here, and then go into here. Oh, I see. Do another check, like this check. Oh, okay. I see. I see. This check is a X value. It's an X value, and whenever you do a check on this, means from 4,500 to 5,000. It's the east side. It's checking some boundaries. If x is equal to 4,500, or if x is equal to that, if either one is true, then go ahead and do this logic that will eventually allow you to place the room. But if it's not true, then check all of this stuff, all of this logic. If any of that ends up being true, then do your variable checks before you place the room to determine whether you could place the room or not. So if they are true, if it is all true here, that means it's safe to place a room. But if it's not, don't do anything. Don't place a room. Or you could just say print string, it's not safe to place the room. Let's see. You will go into paranoia before we move all. Yeah. I have a lot of bugs in this game, so don't want to release it yet. Dun, dun, dun. I'm pretty sure that if more a real programmer would probably work on this and not make it so buggy as I have. So let me, how do I do this? This is something. This is true, go here. If this is true, go here. If eventually any of these are true, then you can place the room. Alright. But I need, oh, darn it. Yikes. Let me do all of this first. I forgot. I need to do all of the green wires. So where does this come from? It comes from here, here, and here. The Z comes from here, here, and here. And then the X comes from all the way down here. So, spaghetti code. All right, so this one is where the X comes from. There, there, and there. And I can move it back. Alright, what else do I need to connect? Anything more? Oh, now I can finally connect this down here. Oh, it's already connected. Nice. Alright, so that's for the east facing room, meaning it's on the west side, but it's facing east. It's on the left side of the map, facing the right side. And this is the west facing, meaning it's on the right side of the map, facing left side. It's facing to the left. So the door is on the left side of this room. But the room location is on, oh, it doesn't matter where the room location is. It just says which side the doorway is at. Okay, so now I have to do these. But let me do this first. So the X comes from here. So let me do all of these X. This X. And then Z comes from here. Okay, and then the Y comes from here. So this is the Y. And all right, so we can move this back. And then, oh, we connect this true here and this true here. And then this true here. All right, so there's that. So I got 3, one more to go. Just compile that really quickly. I'm living my student life to the fullest. Rice with sesame oil for breakfast and algae, $1 breakfast. Maybe not even $1. More like 50 cents. Not bad. Yeah, me, I just did like ramen, noodles. What else? Maybe some hot pockets in the microwave. Cereal. That's about it. But if I ordered food, it would be like fast food, like really discounted meals, like a $5 meal or something. But yeah, I guess, if you're not living at home where your parents could cook for you, then yeah, you're gonna have to do the the ramen and hot pockets thing, or rice with sesame oil for breakfast. Sesame oil. That is interesting. And rice? I've never tried that. I could try rice with butter. Okay, make sure it's hot rice so that the butter melts into the rice. And then instead of adding like, salt, not sugar, salt, just put a little bit of soy sauce. So, and then you can add your chili if you want, like, I don't know, pepper or whatever other like chili sauce you like. Don't eat that too much though. It tastes good, in my opinion. I like it. And for some odd reason, it's fulfilling for me. I don't have to actually eat meat because I really really like protein. Because rice, it's just not really. I need meat. I need like vitamin B or something. So I'll eat like, I don't know, just a really cheap hot dog from the grocery store, or Vienna sausage, or spam. Spam is usually cheap. If you can't get spam, just do like luncheon meat. But yeah, those are good too if you put them into your ramen. So you could just put like some spam in your ramen, or chop up the hot dogs or sausages. Yeah, right. I like it. I like rice, butter, and soy sauce. It's just maybe don't eat it too much. It might be a little unhealthy. It tastes really good though. But yeah, if you do rice sesame oil, that sounds way much more healthier. It's just I don't know how good that would taste all by itself. And algae? I never tried algae. I mean, I've tried tofu. I just don't, know, you know, not a lot. But with rice, I don't know. I've never tried rice and tofu. Okay, so where am I? Okay, so the last one, then I just need to do these, connect all of the green. So this X comes from here, here, and here. And then the Z is from here, here, and here. And then the Y comes from here. Looks like it comes from here. Yes, this is a Y. 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 Alright, and then just put this back. Alright, and then we can see that this connects there, and this connects there. Move everything back here. Okay, I think that's good. It's all done. Don't need to do, shouldn't have to do anything more, other than compile and see. I don't know if it's going to cause the other bug though. So if the whole reason why this overlap bug happened is because I was trying to fix another bug, and that is the opposite of the overlap, where it just didn't place anything at all. So as you're running through the map, all of a sudden you come to a hallway, and it just goes off into the infinite abyss, the infinite darkness, where there was supposed to be a room there. But so I'd rather have the overlap bug than the infinite darkness bug. So now I'm trying to fix them both. So I don't know if doing it this way will fix the overlap but reintroduce the infinite darkness bug. Tofu needs heavy spices because itself it is pretty. Yeah, tofu's tasteless. Dun, 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 dun. So I think this is good. And I compile. Oh no, I compiled already. Now I gotta wait 4 hours for it to compile again. Okay, that, and then save all, and then if I go in here, can't be on this map. I have to be on the map that I'm actually working on, which is this map. So let me build and just test. Let me see. I have to test it this way. Okay, so right here, you can see it on this side. If it breaks, it's gonna look like this. There's not gonna be a room there. It's just gonna be as you're running through the hallway, and it's gonna just fall off into infinite darkness. Woo! So I don't want that. I'd rather have an overlap bug that blocks you from going into than a bug where the seeker just finds an open infinite dark abyss. Okay, so let's see if that change causes that bug by trying to fix the overlap bug. Okay, what? Oh, there's a monster. Okay, what? Wait a second. What? Where are the rooms? At least, if not the rooms, at least the hallways should be here because I never messed with the hallways. Where are the hallways? I know I messed with the rooms, but not the hallways. They should at least spawn the hallways. And why is that monster not moving? Oh, because there is no hallways and rooms for it to go to. It's like it's supposed to spawn here. Oh my goodness. Do 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 do. I thought it was going to be a simple fix, and all I'd have to do is just copy and paste it to the other maps. But yikes, I completely broke the procedural generation somehow, which doesn't make sense because I didn't mess with the procedural hallway, only with the rooms. So only the rooms should have broke, not the hallways. There should be hallways here connecting from this end to that end. Okay. Stop, 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 stop. Let's try it again. Still no. Is a monster gonna show up somewhere? Yes, they're probably not gonna move either because. Okay, so let me see what happened. I think Mapo tofu would be a good dish. I haven't tried it yet, but it's so popular in China. Mapo tofu? I don't even know there's different types of tofu. In the US, I think it's only really just tofu is just tofu. I never knew there's different types. Mapo. But probably check it out. See what that's all about. Okay, what happened? Let me see. No, I'm already in here. Don't need to rebuild, but just gonna do that. It's working on. Let me just edit. See what broke. No, it's all connected. I think maybe there is something wrong with my my variables. Because if I simply bypass it, it's gonna work. Dun, 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 dun. Shouldn't work on the false. It should work on the true. Not vice versa. So let me see. This means if all of these, if one of these are false, then it's going to run this. It's probably telling me that my variables are all kinds of messed up. Let me see. Say, wait a second. Did I? Oh yeah, I did compile. Save all. I don't need to build again, but whatever. It's really fast. Oh yeah, no. Nothing. Bum, bum, bum. Am I looking at the wrong thing? Okay. I guess stop. What about this? No, yeah, this is probably gonna work. I have to test it this way. Alright. Alright, so there's the hallways procedurally generated. But now I got to look at, is it, no, it works. You see? It doesn't go off into the infinite darkness. There's an actual room here, so that's good. That they didn't reintroduce that bug. So I like that. Oh, so the monster is nearby somewhere. Right. There's a cosmic card here. Okay. I'm watching you too. Let's see. At least the rooms are not going off into darkness. But I also don't see, well, that's the thing about the overlap bug. It only happens rarely. So that's why it took me almost 2 years to figure out how to fix it until I was able to connect the Unreal MCP plugin and get the AI agent to help me figure out this bug. But it seems to be working because you can see right here, it only happens on this side. No, not, that's a different logic. But right here, this would not be here if it broke the logic. So there wouldn't be a room right here. It would just go into infinite darkness. It would just be like completely nothing and it'd be freaking scary. I don't want to give the seekers heart attack. I want to scare them, but not give them a heart attack. And so it didn't break that bug. It kept the fix, so meaning it places the room exactly here where it should be. And it didn't break this one, so I don't have to worry about this one. But only these types of rooms. So let me check on the other side. Let me see. These are beautiful creature. Beautiful creature. I don't need beautiful creature. The bugs don't happen with beautiful creature. Only ugly beast. Alright, right here. Oh, nice. The room is there. So it didn't reintroduce the bug. Nice. Nice and nice. But does it do the overlap bug? Let's see. That the overlap bug only occurs in the ugly beast logic. So, I mean, it seems to I have to run this like several hundred times because it doesn't happen every run. It just, depending on the logic, because it's procedurally generated, it may randomly happen or may randomly not happen. And so the only way to really test it is by running this hundreds and thousands of times to see it. If it breaks the game or not. So again, on this side, this is beautiful creature. I don't want that. Don't want that. Don't want that. Oh, everything on this side is beautiful creature. Let me go to here. Here, I want to see. Okay. It kept the room nice. Or it placed the room instead of leaving it empty. So that the seeker falls off into the abyss like that. So that's working nicely. Is anything overlapping? It's our cosmic card. There's that. That works fine. I think that's it. Let me see. What is this? Oh, that was it. That was the only one on this side. But it works. It, see this right here is here. It's not gone. Oh! Okay, that monster scared me. It was like, don't just jump up, jump scare me. Let's see, where else do I go? Down here? No, down here's not anything to test. This is completely different logic. It doesn't use the ugly. It doesn't use the ugly beast logic. Alright, so I don't need the. Oh, that reminds me. I gotta change these. I use these picture frames as placeholders. They should be notes. There should be actually like notes and stuff, or like post-it notes, paper notes, binder paper, whatever. Not not a picture frame. But I didn't have notes, so I do have notes now. So I have to replace the picture frames with notes, paper notes. Those are for the echo notes. The seeker can pick them up and read some stuff. All right, so let me try one more time. So this is the only map right now that I've quote unquote fixed. It doesn't happen on this side, but let me just check in. Oh, okay, yeah, it's here. It only happens on this side. On these rooms here. So let me see. It's there, nice. So it doesn't go into the infinite darkness. But the other thing is that it could overlap. Like this, and put a doorway here, so that you have a wall in the doorway, which looks creepy. So what's this? Where am I right now? I need to really go all the way outside. See where. Okay, I'm on. Oh, okay, I'm on the south side. So this Works nicely. I mean, it's not supposed to break. This is not the buggy part. The buggy part is the ones on the other side, like this one here. This would be empty, but it's not. So that's working nicely. Oh, okay. Oh, darn it. The overlap bug still happens. Even with all of this code. Oh, look at that. Let me try it again because this should be on true, not false. So, darn it. I'd have to go through all the tests again. Okay, break it. Break. Yeah, if it's going to be on false, then for sure it's going to place it every single time and it's going to overlap all the time. So, but that tells me that my code is somewhere still not removing the vector location from this array. So it thinks it's safe to place, and it does, and then it causes an overlap. True, 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 true. Well, at least I got to check that the overlap bug does occur. It's very rare, though. But it really only occurs here in Ugly Beast for some reason. It doesn't ever occur in Beautiful Creature. I've never seen it overlap. So I don't know what about the code that I did here, but it's less complicated than this code, and maybe that's why all of this complications cause the overlap somewhere. But this logic, the AI agent said that regardless of whether you have the bug or not, this is supposed to prevent the overlap as a, not a permanent fix, but like a bandage, a band-aid type of fix. It's not like a permanent, just maybe temporary or something. Like you have to find a real solution to this. The real solution is fixing this part, making sure this is robust and high integrity. This here is just a temporary bandage because this is too complicated to fix. So before it places these rooms, it goes through these checks, but that's not a real fix. It's just like a sweeping the problem under the rug type of fix. It's like just a bandage, a temporary bandage. But it was the easiest for me to implement, so I did that. So let me try it. Okay, did I compile? Then, after compiling, I can test it. Unfortunately, I cannot test it by simulate this level in the active level editor because for some reason it does not generate the hallway, procedurally generate the hallway or anything. That doesn't make sense. It used to. Don't know why. Okay, so I'll stop that and test it this way. And see. I need to be down here. Sees a beautiful creature. Let's go down. Ah, there it is. There's that bug. See how that's not supposed. Oh, there it is. See, it opens into infinite darkness. So that, darn it. That's not what I wanted. See how it just goes into infinite darkness? So, darn, that's exactly what I didn't want. So I guess I'm gonna have to be stuck with the overlap bug for now. Shucks. Until I can actually, yeah, because this isn't supposed to happen like this, and then go off into darkness here and fall into the void. Should be a room right here. Darn, 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 darn. So that tells me my code here, somewhere here, is really bad. Something is broken here because it's causing a room not to be placed. But rooms are only placed after they check these variables. See, remove the instance, add a straight ahead, okay. But for some reason, whatever happens, it still comes up as false, meaning it doesn't place the room. Whereas, even if it does come up as false, it does place a room, which causes an overlap. But I'd rather have an overlap than infinite darkness. Bum bum bum. I mean, what else then? There's something. Instead of not placing a room here on false, maybe I'll do another check. Check for something else. Maybe. Dun, 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 dun. Don't know. Still place it. So when I looked at it, or when I seen it, it still gave us these hallways. It still placed the hallways. These hallways were still placed. Oh, and if you look, I don't need these as well because look at this straight. As soon as you come off of this execute, it already does this logic of adding to the hallway variable and removing from the unoccupied variable. So I don't need, I also don't need these. Remove and add unique. Just like how I deleted it here and here because the logic already, the custom events already do it here. They already do this function right here. So, let me see. Check it. Okay, these check and these add and remove. These check and these check. There's a lot of crazy spaghetti code. Oh my gosh, it's even giving me a headache. Remove instance, that's correct. You want to remove the wall. This one finds what wall? The right wall, the left wall. the north wall or the south wall to remove. Once it finds the wall to remove, goes through this logic of checking whether something is in the hallway variable or not. And if it's in unoccupied, if that's the case, add. If, you know, if it's still available, then add. If it's not available, do another check. Alright, so I can see that I can just remove this part because it's very redundant. Don't need to add and remove all the time. Dun, dun, dun. Contains. Oh, you know what? Is this correct? Yeah, this is correct. Contains. Does this variable contain this vector location? True. Does this variable contain this location? Oh my gosh. My logic here is wrong. Oh. No. You want it to be in here and not in here. So these should be false. Dun, dun, dun. How do you do a Boolean that is a not Boolean like this? Ugh. Oh my god. You have got to be kidding me this whole time. So I got to redo the whole test. Okay, that's fine. I'll do it. So they should not be in this variable. They should not be in this variable. They should only be in this variable. So this one stays true and this one is converted to false. And once that is a false, then it checks that it's a false. So that's a true. Then that goes through. But if it is a true, then it should not go through. Okay, so that's a bit confusing to me, but I guess that works. Let's see. I mean, I guess that's how it's supposed to work, so let's see. Alright, so those two, gosh darn it, is what I want to duplicate, because I don't want these two variables to have them at all, so they should be a not. Dun, dun. Room variable should be false, should be false. If they're false, then it's true. There's nothing in them. All right. The only one that should truly be true is unoccupied right here. Just false. False. If it's false, then good, it's true. All right. Yeah, the cursor logic even says that's what I was supposed to do, but I totally forgot. So now only the unoccupied should be true. The occupied R and occupied H should be false, meaning the vector locations should not be in those variables. It should only be in this one variable, the unoccupied. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Uh, Let me see. So I got those. Switch those. Compile. You know what? To make the test even a bit easier, I'm not going to enable beautiful creature. Only ugly beast. So whether it's this boolean is oh no, you don't have to do it that way. You simply can just go from here to here. Undo. Just bypass that random boolean. Just do that. Okay. So this time, every time I test, it will always show the ugly beast code, and I can see whether it's the bug is occurring or not. Because I already know beautiful creature works flawlessly. It's perfect. This one never overlaps for some reason. I guess because when I was creating that, it's so simple compared to the ugliness that is Ugly Beast. Okay, so anyhow, once that is done, compiling, could save, and then I can just test only the Ugly Beast. And see where does it break. Ah, interesting. Is it me or is it? It's not breaking. Yeah, there are the rooms right there. It's not going into infinity. Uh, oh, here we go. It's not creating the overlap. It's not creating a room there when it shouldn't, or here where you'll see a hallway inside of a doorway. So that's better, even if it's just a little cubby hole. That's fine. That's not a bug. Uh, I'm fine with that. So long as it's not a doorway here, blocked by a wall. Like here, there's a doorway, and if there's a wall there, that's a bug. That's not what I want. This is not a bug where it just creates a hallway but no room because it's specifically designed to create the hallway, but if it cannot create the room, because if it does, it's going to place it inside of this, which is going to cause both of the rooms, this room right now and the other room that is supposed to be placed with this, is going to have this hallway and another hallway wall, not hallway, but wall blocking this doorway. So that is fine. I think that. Oh, infinite darkness. Why did this happen? Even with the code I just changed, where it's telling me that false, do not place a room because this cell that a room should have been placed in is in one of these hallways. Hallway. One of these variables, the hallway or the room variable, and or not and, but or this vector location ends up being false. That means it is not contained in here. It's already been removed. Who the heck is removing it? It shouldn't be. If we look back, that, let me see. If that's the south side, that's the north side, then it should have this coordinate, the coordinate that would have been placed, allowed a room to be placed here, should be in unoccupied, but it's not for some reason. Because of that, we get infinite drop off, infinite darkness here. It's not darkness, but it's open. Open end. uh, not a dead end, but like a deadlier end, where you just drop off into the darkness. So that's broken. I mean, I'd rather have an overlap bug than this, though. So, dun dun dun. Okay, so cosmic card. The moon. Bum, 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 bum. Interesting. That shows up there. That's there. That's there. Okay, that's there. That's there. It's there. Alright, dang. That is really bad. All of this right here. Alright, next level. Is that there? That there? And that. Let's see. So card there. Oh, that. Oh, wait a second. We don't want to be here. We checked this a million times already. We want to be in the floor below. Not this one. This one. Oh, so mouse just scared me. Okay, so we got this. Ah, so right here, I think it's only occurring at the boundaries because I don't really like rooms touching this hallway wall. So if it has to place a room here, darn, it's going to touch this wall, which is what I don't want. I need to change the logic somewhere. So in fact, the logic is working. It's just I need to prevent this from happening, or else place the room, which means there's going to be a Z buffer type of battle between the wall here and the room, the hallway wall and the room wall, trying to both occupy the space. It's going to look weird. Okay, so it's not that one. Let's check any others. So it looks like the High Priestess. So that's fine. So it looks like only the boundaries, the north and the south boundaries, is where these let me see here. Shows up here where these rooms are not being placed. see there. Dun, 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 dun. There's that. And that's fine. That's not fine. That is not fine. That is not fine. Okay, I'm getting quite annoyed now that I've been through this floor many times. And this one I checked already as well. Yeah, so there's that. That one works though. This one should be the High Priestess. Yeah, High Priestess. So, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, so we need to go down, not up. That works. That works. Let's see if this works. Yes, nice. So it placed the room here properly and didn't place one here, which would have caused an overlap with a door in the wall here and a door in a wall here. So that works nicely. When the bugs happen, they happen at the outer north and the farthest north and farthest south boundaries. So let me go down, check that other one, the other floor right here. So no, not that one. This one. This is deck 1. Okay. All right, perfect. That's how that should work. Okay. All right, this is occurring because it's already at the northernmost boundary. So it's not placing the room. Yeah, as you can see, would have placed a room right here. Alright, so at least I pinpointed that. Sure that it is the outermost north and outermost south boundaries that are not working. For some reason, they're not being placed. So I need to do another check. Oh my gosh, I need to do like a million checks. Yeah, no, why am I checking? I don't need to check here. I need to check here. Because those are not ugly beast rooms. Those are different types of rooms. So let me go here. Yeah, they're going to be here because they're not at the southernmost border. Oh, oh my god, what is this now? Shoot. Oh, it's this bug, the one that I was talking about earlier. It reintroduced it here. It only happens on the right side of the map, on the east side of the map. Whenever you have a ugly beast trying to make a room right here, it'll create the hallway, but for some reason in the logic, it won't actually place the room. So when a seeker's running through here, they'll just fall into the infinite void. So, darn it. So not only is there this bug being reintroduced, but also the northernmost and southernmost borders are being not placed. It's the fool. Um, oh, oh, nice. Okay, it didn't place a room. Good. Okay, there's that. No. So it also occurs on this side too? Dang it. It's not supposed to happen on this side. It's only supposed to happen on the east side, not the west. It's only supposed to happen on this side here. That bug. Like this. Where you just drop off. It's only supposed to happen on the east, which is this side, and at the most north and south, but not on the west, which is what is happening right over here. So that's bad. There's just so much things in the code that you know what, I think I might as well just stick with the overlap and figure out something else, like, because at least that logic that I had before would place rooms in these areas. This area, place a room there, and these areas right here would place a room here rather than leaving them empty. Empty, empty, empty. So should be a hallway going into a room, not empty space. So my previous logic fixed it, but it also increased overlap. So maybe I should figure out something else as um da, 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 da. Because now this is exactly the bugs that were occurring before I quote unquote fixed it, but introduced the overlap bug. It's doing the same exact thing that it's done before, which is not good. Bum, bum, bum. Huh. So, what could I do? Maybe I could do a different type of check. Because it not placing a room here leads to that drop off, the infinite darkness drop off, which means something here is broken. No, it's working fine. It means that one of these variables are not meeting this condition. It should be true here, it should be false here, and it should be false here. Let me see. Um, I'm going to put a print string here to tell me something specific, like add room 1x1 west facing. Okay, room 1x1 west facing, meaning the door should be on the left side. So specifically, um, I will say, what can I say? Do, 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 do. Hmm. If you don't want to place a room, it's telling me that what I noticed is nothing at all is being placed. So that means this is always coming up as false. Not always, but whenever there's no room there, that means this is false. It should be true, meaning that it's available to place a room. But for some reason, it's not. It's saying that whatever this XYZ coordinates are they do exist inside of this unoccupied. Uh, I mean, they don't exist. And if they don't exist, meaning it's false, that means it shouldn't be empty. But as we can see, it's always empty because it never places a room at any point in time. But for some reason, it somewhere down the line, it removes this XYZ from this variable. Because if this were not the case, if this were the case, that means there should be a room there. It's just um, most likely it's facing a different direction. So it's not one of these rooms. It's probably one of these rooms. And if it's false, but this is true, that means there should be a hallway there, not completely empty, where the seeker would just fall off into the void. So even hallways place a floor, but the bug that we're getting is complete emptiness. Not even a floor from the hallway, and not even a doorway from the rooms. And so it's really this one here. So, um, so what can I say then? If this is the case, this is false, meaning that whatever this XYZ coordinate is, it's not in here when it should be. It should be in here to tell this to be true so that it can place a room there. But it doesn't place a room, it just lets the seeker fall off into the infinite void. So we we can say unoccupied. XYZ is false. No, contains as false. That means it doesn't contain this, meaning it should be in R or H, but it's not because when we get to it, there's not even a floor from H, and there's not even a doorway from R. So there's not a floor from the hallway and not a doorway from the rooms. So this doesn't matter, this check here. It's only really this check that matters for this, placing a room. So what can I say for this print string? Not print string, but what I could say is it contains it. It's true. You can place something there. There is, however, this other check here that says if the X, or no, if the Y is between negative 8,500 and negative 18,000. If it's less than or equal to 8,500, or if it's greater than or equal to 18,000, both are true. And you're on this floor, 1971. Or you're on the 0 floor. You're on the 5th floor here, or you're on the 0 floor here. Then wow. Okay, so this code is confusing me. Do 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 do. Jesus, I can't keep up with my own code here. Bum bum bum. So I'm not trying to do the cursor fix anymore. I'm trying to, like I said, I'd rather have their overlap bug than the infinite darkness or drop off bug. So I'd rather place a room there, but what I'm trying to do is check, do some more checks to force um, force it to place the room specifically in those conditions that we saw where it didn't place the room. And those places I've noticed they didn't place the room in the areas that are like they check beyond certain boundaries, like these. If they are within boundaries or outside of these boundaries, don't place a room, regardless of, whatever is checked or not. So now either I can mess with this code or I can just forcibly add the room anyways after I negate all of these checks. Because if I remove these checks and these checks and these checks, I might break something else. But at least adding something, I know I'm not going to break these checks and just only specifically work on this one. This one being, because right now it's only going for true. Once this is true and all of these are true, then place the room. If not, if any of these are false, then don't place a room. So I don't want that to be the case. I want it to be if any of these are false, then check again the unoccupied. If unoccupied doesn't contain the vector values here, x, y, and z, then place it anyways. Otherwise, false. Don't place anything, because that means it is true. It's only these other two that were false. So, I mean, true, because then you have to take the opposite of them to make them. Well, no, it's false. Oh, no, you're right. They have to be true. They have to exist in here or in here. So if it is true, then this becomes false. This breaks off and goes to the false condition, which is where we don't want to place anything if they are already in here, because the hallway will already block off the way, or the room will also block off the way from infinite darkness from occurring. So instead of putting the print string, I will put another check. Contains item occupied is x. From here, go, oops, let me just split this first. Hey, Acrostel, I'm making a horror game. It's based off of a horror game that I already do play. So I don't actually have to do much thinking. I just have to try to recreate what my favorite horror game is doing. But because I'm new to this, even though I know my favorite horror game, I'm still having a hard time trying to work on this, especially with, you know, any and any game engine is going to be a steep learning curve. So let's get that. Put this back. Oh, darn it. It was already there, but now I moved it back. So let's just go back here like this. So this X is here. I mean, not X, this Y. This C. Okay. Now we can put this back. All right, so we're checking this again. The first time, it was a false, meaning it's not contained in here, meaning it should be contained in neither of these two. But if it is false, and it actually isn't contained in here, so then what we want to do is we still want to add the room, but if it is true and it was one of these that were false or true or breaking this logic, then don't do anything because there's already a room there or already a hallway there, so don't place another room there. But if there isn't a room there, if there isn't a hallway there, and if for some reason unoccupied is still saying that it's not empty, yet it is empty, because we always drop off into infinity, then place a room there so we don't drop off into infinity. But you first need to get these. Undo that. And make sure you take the same exact coordinates as this room here. So if this y is from here, then I will take this y here. If this z is from here, I will take from this z. And if this x is from here, I will take this x and put it into here. All right. Okay, there is that. This does not need to connect to anything at the end there. I'm gonna just put it up here, just get out of the way. No, I'm gonna just leave it here. Yeah, so it should be the same exact condition with the same exact coordinates. This here, if this is true, then you can place a room there. But if any of these are false because of this here, then it's not going to place a room there. Then it's going to go branch off of here. But if this was true, but these are false, it broke this logic and said to go to the false path, to take the false path. So now I'm rechecking the same exact condition here. It being true means that it is empty. This coordinate, it does exist in here. If it does exist in here, then place a room. But if it doesn't exist in here, then don't place the room. And that, actually, no, that's not going to work for, it's not going to work for the north and south and east and west boundaries. Bum, bum, bum. Or, no, it might, actually, it might. North, south, east, and west. If it is empty, regardless of the boundaries, place this room. I mean, not empty. Yeah, because if these coordinates do exist here, that means that is empty. That coordinate is empty. It's true. So place a room there. All right, so, and that is off of the false. So even though I'm still adding the room on the true and the false, this one has a very big condition. It has to make sure that only the unoccupied is true, not these other two, because we already know from doing this check that these other two are wrong. They're false. So we don't care about that. We know that we can just throw that away. But if this is truly empty, then place a room there. If it's not empty, then it wouldn't have gotten to the false point. It would have just, I know, it would have gone to the false point, but it will say false here. This output would say false, and then that would mean do not place a room, because if that is false, that means one of these is true, and there is already a room there or a hallway there, and I don't want you to overlap that hallway or room that's already sitting there. All right, so that's all I need to do to the false. Unfortunately, I need to take the let me do it this way. Do, 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 do. All right. Now I need all of these. Oops. Darn it. Oh yeah, I don't need to connect this, but I do need these so that I can connect this. First, we get X, Y, and Z. And then connect the X. X, X. All right, put this back here. Okay. Then make sure this is connected to this, which is connected to this, and then this. Okay, so duplicate. Do that for the next one. This one's going to be a little bit different. This goes off of the false to double check. Let me take this. Ensure we get the same exact X. What is this? Oh yeah, this is doing X, X. And this one is doing Y. I mean Z and Z. And where's the Y coming from? The Y is coming from here somewhere. That's Y. And that's a Y. So off of the true, off of the true. These coordinates, these coordinates. This goes off into nothing. Alright, I think that's it. So now, one last one. Duplicate. make sure this goes off the false pin. Then we grab this. This one is the Y. All right, and then where is the X? This one is the X. X. And this one is a Z. Z goes up here, Z goes down here. Nice, that should be it for that. Alright. Let me see, all of this connected. Sure, it's connect off of the false condition. I don't know if it's gonna bypass these checks to still place a room, but it should. Because it has to go through these checks and it's still doing some logic, so it's doing logic again, so it's saying to place it again after these checks, even after these checks were made. So I probably should place something on here, not all the way over here, because it'll just end right here. I should put something off of here, because if it falls, if it ends right here, then for sure it's not going to place a room, and it's going to stay empty. Actually, no, I need to put it in both places, because if it happens again after even off all of this logic, it's not going to place a room. Well, darn it, we'll see. If that's the case, then I probably do have to add this here. Off of this false, this false, this false, and this false. Darn it. So my logic here is really bad. This I have to like create checks for checks for checks. So there's that. And save that. And let's see. This is the south side. Oh, this is a different logic. No, it's only right here. Let me check it again. Good. One floor up. These are not the best examples right now. One floor up. Look at that. It placed a room. So what about this one? The Empress placed a room. Let me try this one. What? It's a beautiful creature. Should not be spawning, but I just realized the north section is different and it has its own, so I have to. But at least the south section didn't have any of the infinite drop-offs. So let me see. Where is the logic for the north section? I don't actually know. I don't remember. I think it's here somewhere. No, that's for deck 0 I need. Gosh darn it, where is the logic? Tell you the truth, I don't even remember. I don't remember. It just ends here. South section walls. Let's sit here. This is all deck 0 stuff. North. Oh, here, northern region. Okay, so here we go. So to bypass beautiful creature, we get there from final end stop here. Final hallway. North 1 for a segment. Okay, so what we do is we bypass it by just going like that. So now both the north and the south section will be tested. Oh gosh darn it. Oh my gosh. I will be right back. I have to go use the restroom. Dun, 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 dun. just need to check the overlap. so just went to help feed the kittens. Well, just one kitten and then the two cats. But, so what I tested is that the logic. See, so if I stop this, still shows that if I get this. See if I gotta get rid of this. Let me see. Is this the logic? For this, if I stop this, if I say grab a let me see, where's the floor? Something like this. Let me look at the. It's going to be one of these. 3471, 2971. Okay. 18. X. Alright. So at exactly 18. Negative 1800 on the Y. Negative 1800 on the Y. So this is Y. Goes into if it is greater than or equal to 1800. Oh, that's only for the greater than or equal to 1971. Oh, yeah, that works then. So this is for the North region. If any of this is true, right now, well, I don't want to negative. Okay, let me just look. Negative 0, 2971, 8, negative 8500. Okay, so if it's any one of these, it won't place a room here. I mean, not a floor, but it won't place it in any of these locations. So I really have to look at that condition and try to work on that condition, or simply just like get rid of this. But I don't want to do that because it feels like it's a boundary for some other code. I feel like. West facing room. Oh, that's why it probably didn't work, because these are not the correct. Is there a way to change this without deleting it and collapse node alignment, toggle break, add break? I'm going to try it again. West facing. Yeah, I noticed that the west facing was working. But these shouldn't all be west facing. They should be east, east, south, south, north, north. Do, 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 do. Alright, so let's try this again. Here. 1x1e. Find the proper y, c, and x here somewhere. Okay. I hope this fix it. Oops, didn't have to do that, but oh well. So, east, room 1 east, 1x1 east, and then south. Maybe this one. No, it still didn't work because it would have placed the west facing room still and not left it empty. So, yeah, doing this didn't fix the problem. It still left it open because otherwise it would have placed this room, but with a west facing room instead of a north facing room. And same here, west facing instead of a south facing. Alright, just connect these first and think of that problem later or after this. X goes to X, Y or Z goes to Z, and then Y is down here somewhere. Oh, right here. All right. Okay. South, south. East, east. West, west. And North, north. Duplicate. True. And find the pins. It's the X there, goes up here. Z goes up there. Somewhere over here, there's a Y. All right. Do, 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 do. Okay, now we can try test it again. See what will happen now. And let me just take this and move these to the very like, I don't know, change it to like 5,000. So they're up there, nowhere to be messing with the rooms or anything. I'm going to use them later again, I'm sure. So, did I compile this? And let's go ahead and save that and test it. Let's see, where are we? Okay, I want to start down here. Well, nice. Okay, actually, let me start up here. Right here. Let's see. Darn it. So I need to go back and I need to find out what that location is. So it looks like two cells, this cell and this cell, is prevented from having a room placed there. Anything more? No, not that one down here. Let's see if anything over here. That one seems to work fine. About any of these? Nice. They seem to be working. We got this one. We got this one. We got these. And we got that one. Okay. So some of these are being prevented from being placed. Otherwise, it looks like the code that I modified is kind of working because don't see any other dropped rooms at the boundaries. Well, because there's nothing that spawned at the boundaries yet to test. So except for this westernmost boundary, so it's from here to here. These two are prevented from a room being placed, but you can apparently still place a hallway there, just not a room. I don't know why that's the logic. I'm the one who designed it, but I don't know why. So there needs to be something is preventing the room. So I need to look at that by placing this. I don't know what the numbers are. 24, 19, 14. Okay, 1471. 1471. Okay, and say 1950. No, it's cutting into that. So let's just say 1900. What? What? What could this be? 1875? 1950? That? No. Suppose 2000? I think, yeah. Yeah, okay, 2000. And then on the negative 4000. Okay, so X on the negative 4000 and negative 4500. So those two, negative 4000 and negative 4500. What is the logic that is preventing that? X, not Y. I need X. Somewhere that prevents X. This doesn't prevent X, it prevents Y. There's this and this. There's this and this. Oh, here it is. Negative 4000 and negative 4500. If either of these are these X's? Let me see. This goes all the way back to... Oh my gosh, where does it go all the way back to? It goes all the way back to here, which goes all the way back to X. Yes, it goes back to X. Okay, so it's an X. Alright, this is an X. These two are X's. And it's saying that this is coming off of here. If unoccupied has these vector coordinates, false. If it doesn't, that means it's occupied somewhere. And okay, let me go back again. If there's a room occupying this vector location, true, don't place a room. False, if there is no room on this XYZ coordinate, then there's no room there. How about is x at -45 and -4000 true? Then, oh my gosh, did I really design it this way? So confusing. All right, so the room, if this vector location is in this variable, that means it's true. If it is true, that means there's a room there in this vector location. So don't do anything. Don't add a room. But if there is no room there, means this is false, then go do the false path and check. Is this same vector location contained within unoccupied? So if there is no room there and it is contained in there, then go. Oh my world. You're still going to do the same thing. I just do a little bit of checks. So even if there is no room there, is it either -4000 or -5000? If it's any of those, then it's true. And again, I'm doing a contains unoccupied. And again, I'm checking the room, even though it's been checked right here. My gosh. Oh, okay, that's the one that I added. So making double sure that this is the case. Then if all of that is true, then you can place a room. You know what? I think this is the problem. There's too many checks, unnecessary checks. When all the check we really need to do is just this. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Because I just realized after going through that iteration of logic, it's redundant. It's checking the same thing over and over again with just minor differences. Like in this case, is it beyond this level or not beyond this level? Is it on this level? Is it at this location? Meaning, is it here or is it here? If it's here or here, that's probably why it's not placing the room when it should place a room. East face. Oh, yeah, you see, east facing. It's not placing the room even though it should place the room there. So, east facing. So, so with that logic, suppose if this is true, if x is equal to -4500 or -4000, just this or this, then and this is not contained in here. That means there should be a room on here. Oh, there's a problem. This says false when it should say true, but it's saying false. It's saying that these coordinates are not contained in this unoccupied variable. And if they are not contained in there, and they are in either of these two locations, then do all of this check, place a room. So unoccupied has to be true, which if this is the same exact unoccupied, then it's not true because it's already false here. Oh no, it's false and true, because then it just checks. My goodness. Oh my goodness. This is why I'm getting overlap, or not even overlap bugs, but um infinite abyss bugs. Because it just drops off into nothingness and doesn't place a room. So it's like right here, if it's at this point, X or Y, I feel like I should just place a room and not check anymore, do all of these other checks. Or simply just get rid of this and go straight directly to, well, no. Check all of these. In other words, if it's on X or if it's on Y. And it is false. So if okay, does unoccupied contain this XYZ? So is the vector coordinates right here contained within unoccupied? If it is true, that means it's true, and that means that that specific location is available to place a room. So true. But if it's false, that means this vector location XYZ is not freely available to place a room. So that means if you cannot place a room there and you are at either X or this, then uh, true, then go ahead and place a room. Otherwise, if you're at either of these and it is not occupied, because it's going to be a false. That is false, meaning those XYZ coordinates are not contained within unoccupied, meaning there should be a room there. If there is a room there, do nothing. Wait, if there is a room there and it is in this location, do nothing. But we just saw that there wasn't a room. We see it right now. There's no room here. So what's going on? How can I... Something else is broken further down the line here in the past, somewhere in the previous, like maybe this was removed from here. Bum bum bum. It should not be removed as it's already being um removed from here. Oh my gosh, my own code is just killing me. This is just ridiculous. Now, I don't know why I thought of doing it this way, but then again, I was just barely learning how to. And then when I created this by myself, I was just thinking, well, if this is this, then it can't be this. And then this is how I want to add this. And now it's all confusing and doesn't make sense. Add, call the function array, add unique return value 72 minus 1. Call function array, remove item, return value 58, false. Remove all instances of item from array. From unoccupied, okay. This location removed from unoccupied. This is so confusing. Oh my gosh. I wonder if I can change this up and fix it somehow. What is we need a east. So what should I do? Should I just simply no. If I simply placed a room anyways, it'll definitely overlap. Okay, let me stop this. Okay, I'll just put a print string. It will tell me which one is always bugging out, which one is always not being placed. Oops, let me stop this. Shoot. Oh, okay, it kept it. All right. This one I don't think will happen as much. So I think somehow some logic is a bit different where it's not checking that. So this is a west facing. is not placed. Look for empty space going east. East. Right. This one is let me see, south facing. South facing room is not placed. Look for empty space going northward. And then duplicate. So pretty much the only error or print string that I should see is this one. These ones, uh, so far as I've been testing, and that never showed up as an empty spot. But just in case they do, this will let me know. North facing room is not placed. Look for empty space going southward. All right, and then save, and we can remove that. Build all. Let's go ahead and try it out. Oh, all of them are showing up. So west facing room, east facing. Excuse me? Why did it disappear so quickly? Oh, because it's only 6 seconds, not 600. I need them to stay longer so that I can read them and process that information to find out what I need to look for. So apparently there's still a lot of things falling through on the false. The conditions, even though I am very redundant, is still showing up on the false because that print message is still printing. After going through all of those checks, it's still printing. See, get rid of this. Okay, so it says west facing room is not placed. Look for empty space going eastward. 1, 2, 3 west facing. 1, 2, 3, 4 east facing. And 1, 2, 3, 4 south facing. And I don't want to actually look for them. I just want to test them. East facing, west facing, south. Notice how there's no north yet. Or if ever. East, west, south, east, south, east. Alright. West, east, west, and south. The logic is still falling all the way through. East, south, 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 east, west. West, west, south, south, south. West, east, south, south. This is interesting because there are no north-facing rooms. The only ones that are not working properly are the west-facing and east and the south-facing rooms. South and south. West, 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 east, west, south, south. West-facing. So let's look for them. Should be 4 west-facing, 1 east-facing, and 3 south-facing. West-facing. One, two, three, 4 west-facing should see an open here. Oh, no, that's, nope. Maybe up here in the north section. Oh, here, 1, 1. 2. I can't find the other 2. There should be 2 somewhere. 2 more. West, 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 west. 1 east facing. So let's see where that 1 east facing is. So far, the 2 that I've found is, okay, here's the east facing. Any others? Nope. Any, down here? It says east facing, but it placed it just fine. Let me check down here again for the west facing, maybe. I missed something. Don't see any west facing. South facing going northward. So up here, like this, there's one of them. There are 3 south facing. This is 2. So that's the second one. And I notice that's because they're at the boundary there. Some more south facing over here. Should be at the boundary here. 1 more, actually not some more. 1, just 1 more. Somewhere up here. Interesting, I don't see. What the heck is it counting? Guess this is the one east facing. So don't see any more. But where is, there should be 3 south facing. I found the 2 on the south section. There should be a 3rd one somewhere. South facing. Oh, no. Interesting. I just don't see a south facing, a third south facing. Hmm. So what should I do? Should I just go ahead and place the rooms there anyways? Interesting. Because they still fall even after doing all that logic. Even after doing all this logic right here, checking this, checking this, checking this, checking these, checking these, after all of these branches and contains, still falls onto the false and leaves a room not placed. So what I should do is just go ahead and place a room anyways. The only one that I've never seen is this one here, north facing. Yet, why is that? Maybe the logic that I designed here is good. um, Yikes. I really. Hmm. This one only checks the. That's the Y. So it's checking the Y at 3,500, which is down here. It's down here somewhere at 3,500. Let's see, Y is equal to 3,500 at 14. So let's try that. Oh, down here somewhere, not over there. No, I never seen any errors for this. Oh yeah, that's right. So north facing going southward is always placed, so I never get an error here. So this logic, maybe I need to copy it or something. Negative 4,000 on the Y. Okay. So if the Y is negative 4,000, true, then do all of these checks. If it is unoccupied, go ahead and place a room. But if it's false, for any reason, check it again and so how about so this one, if it's true, add a room. If it's false, print string, which I never seen it print string. But if it's true for these others, since I always see south facing, east facing, and west facing, maybe I should place a room. Maybe I should switch these two. So false goes to add a room, true goes to print string. False goes to add a room, true goes to print string. False, add, true, print string. So let's see what happens. I don't see any errors at all. Interesting. Interesting. That's telling me every single room that needs to be placed is being placed, and there is no drop off. Wow. Interesting. That logic should not have worked, but somehow it is, because it's not giving me a print string error. And whatever backwards logic I did worked in why I don't know, it's backwards, but still it worked. Except for maybe no, this one works. Okay. No overlaps, no drop-offs. Oh, I guess this might have been. This might be it, you guys. It's probably fixed it. Okay. Wait, let me just check. The OCD tells me I need to check the northern side. Let's see. Whoa, the stinking monster jump scared me. Let's go there. Let me see. Let me see if I go here and check that. Check that. There's no blocks, no darkness and emptiness. Um. Hmm. Dun, 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 dun. And I don't see any. You know what, you guys? I think I might have fixed it finally. I think. I'm not sure. Right? I think I might have fixed the bug. Okay. All right. Good. That's what I wanted there. Okay. So let's see that there. And this here shows me that these are working nicely without any empty bugs. So I think I checked this area. Well, would you look at that? It's placing the rooms there at the north. Guess I just had to switch the true and the false. Interesting. Don't see no overlaps. If there's no drop-offs, there's probably overlaps, but I don't even see overlaps. Oh my goodness. I think... Alright. Interesting. I think I... Oh, well, that was only one test. Let me try another. Yeah, no errors. Nothing in red. There's probably still more other things. Like, still no errors there. Like anything off of, anything off of these other branches here. Like here, 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 and here. And then there's off of the true, off of the true, off of the true, and off of the true. I don't think that's gonna cause any problems though. I would have probably seen that long ago. I think that's it. All I had to do was, for some reason, the north was working fine. So the true, you could add a room. False, you just tell me that so that's not working. But the south facing room, the east facing room, and the west facing room, I don't know, my logic must be backwards because I had to switch the true and the false. So it's the false that needed a room added, whereas the true is the one that it doesn't need a room added. Just in case it doesn't, it'll place this print string, but it never reaches that level. It never gets all the way to that end where it needs to show me this print string because it's false, and I just simply add the room without any overlap. So there's definitely something wrong in my code somewhere else that messes with unoccupied, and so that's why I have to do all of this craziness. But that is it for me, you guys. Finally got at least this one map working. Remember, I still have these Liminal vertigo. So liminal vertigo 1 here, the spaceship, I fixed, right? Because if I press this, there should be no red errors. See, no red errors means there's no overlaps anymore and there's no infinite drop-offs anymore. So that's just for this map. But now I need to do all of this, whatever I did here, for this, and this. But I will do that on my own time. Thank you for hanging out and watching. Hope you guys have a good day, and we'll catch you guys hopefully next time. Okay? So have a good one. Bye for now. Bye.